Okay, today we're going to be giving you a 2-for-1. I'm going to be demonstrating perhaps the most first world use case for a water controller ever at my parents' house. But first, since they don't have Home Assistant server at all, we're going to cover getting started with Home Assistant on a Raspberry Pi. So let's dive right in. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is fire up Raspberry Pi Imager. You can download it from their website if you haven't got it on your computer already. And on the left here, we're going to select the model of Raspberry Pi we have, which in our case is a Pi 5. And then we're going to select the operating system. So at this point, we need to scroll down to Other Specific Purpose OS, Home Assistance, Home Assistant. Select the appropriate version for our Pi. And now we can insert the memory card into our computer. Once we've done that, we can select the memory card from the final drop down. There we go, and click Next. Yes, we do want to overwrite this memory card. And we'll now say yes to any operating system prompts, double checking if we want to overwrite that card. Now let's move on to unboxing the Pi and setting it up. And get it set up in any sort of case you might have whilst the operating system is installing on the memory card. So here we have a nice case that we bought alongside the Pi when we ordered it from the Pi Hut. Here you can see it's a nice metal case. So we're just going to go ahead and carefully take the Pi out of its box, trying to observe anti-static precautions as much as possible. And we'll very carefully place it in the case and screw it down and put the case together while the operating system is installing. All right. Put the final screws in, check everything's together okay, and we can go back over to the operating system install, which is completed. So we click continue to eject it safely, and then we can remove it from our computer. Once we've done that, we can take it out of the adapter and pop it back into the Pi. We can now plug it in and get it powered up.
Goes in there, and that goes in there. That should turn on. You might even see it now, a little light. Nice.
Once we're all plugged in and powered up, you should be able to go to homeassistant.local:8123 in your browser of choice. Once you're here, click Create My Smart Home to get started. Simply enter your name and a nice secure username and password and confirm it, and then click to continue. Now Home Assistant is going to ask you where your home is. This is really useful for automations when you leave or arrive, and even for checking that you're currently at home within an automation. Then when you move on to the next step, this is just asking you what permissions you want to give for analytics. So that's up to you. Next up, it's going to show you all of the things that it's found automatically. And then you're done. That's it. You now have a fully running Home Assistant server. Now at this point, if you've already got your Zigbee stick plugged into the Pi, you can go to Settings, Devices, and it should find the Zigbee dongle here on this screen, allowing you to configure it, which should happen mostly automatically, but there are guides online to tell you which settings to select if it does ask you for more information. Once you've done that, scroll down to the newly configured Zigbee integration, click Configure, and then click on Add Device via this device. Now it's searching for any devices that are in pairing mode, which most devices go into straight away as soon as they're first powered up. So in this case, I've just put the batteries into the Sonoff water controller. It's gone straight into pairing mode, and now we can immediately find it and select which room and what name to give it. So now if we go to the overview, which is the default dash, you can see the device is here and you can turn it on or off. All right, let's go and give it a test, starting with the basic sprinkler.
And then we need to stand back and press the button. Nothing happens because the tap's on. Off, I mean. Right. And we try again. Yay! Okay, now we turn it up before we get too wet. We got soaked.
And now for the previously promised first world use case. See, my parents bought a house which came with a hot tub, but my dad quickly grew tired of having to get the hose out in order to top it up or even refill it. So recently he tackled his first world problem by having plumbing installed all the way around the garden into the hut that goes over the tub, so he can literally turn the tap on in order to top it up. As soon as he told me this, it gave me an idea to make his solution even better by automating the top-up process. So here he is having the water controller installed into that plumbing line. So he can simply press a button on his phone to top it up. And yes, that is an LED strip going around the top of the hut, which he already put in to notify him when the doorbell rings. Now, for the sake of this video, we are just getting this installed for smart manual control over the water into the tub. So he can then leave the tap on and control this from his phone instead. However, we have ideas to make the top-up process fully automated in future by using the Sonoff water leak sensor I showed you in a previous video to detect the water level in the tub. Since that sensor has a cable, we can attach the sensor itself to the outside of the tub and run its detection cable inside and secure it at the level he wants the water, so that when the water level is low enough for it to stop detecting water, we turn the water controller on until the water is detected at the specific level that we secured the cable inside. But for now, let's give this a final test.
So let's see what we can do.
Safe to say that worked an absolute treat. If you want to pick up one of these water controllers for a harebrained idea like this, or a much more normal use case, you can do so using the links on my website, which will be in the video description or in my bio. And let me know what you plan to use them for in the comments. Until the next one, remember, home is where the smart is.